Welcome to Top News Channel. A special welcome to all subscribers. Thanks for supporting my channel. Remember to click on the notification bell to get notifications on the latest stories. I'm Evadne Brown Harrison with the Top News Roundup for Monday, November 6. In local news, murder suspect gone down in Clarendon. Jamaican man with multiple U.S. convictions to be deported. Protesters demand Jamaican government to disclose deals made with Israel. In regional news, CARICOM calls for a ceasefire in Israel-Gaza conflict. And on the international scene, a shocking 10,000 Palestinians killed in Gaza, mostly women and children. Top News Roundup is brought to you by Evadne's Multimedia and Communication Services. Fast, reliable, affordable. Now the details. A 34-year-old man in Clarendon was killed yesterday on Church Street in Lionel Town. Deceased is Kevin Mitchell, otherwise called Coogan, a shop owner of Church Street who was suspected to be involved in several murders. Reports reaching Top News Channel is that at about 7:25 p.m., Mr. Mitchell was making an illegal connection to a Jamaica Public Service Company post when he was attacked by men who fired several shots hitting him in the upper body and head. Mr. Mitchell was pronounced dead in hospital. The police say he was a suspect in the murders of two women in Ali in 2018 and a man in Lionel Town in 2020. He is believed to be affiliated with a gang operating out of Clarendon. A 45-year-old Jamaican man with a criminal history of more than 20 years has been arrested in the United States and is awaiting deportation. The United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) agency confirms that the man has numerous aggravated felonies. These felonies include attempted murder, robbery, weapons violation during a crime of violence, and criminal sale of a controlled substance. ICE says he was arrested outside his residence in Queens, New York, without incident and will remain in custody. ICE says that the Jamaican national entered the United States in New York as a lawful permanent resident on April 6, 1993, but on November 19, 1998, the Queens County Supreme Court convicted him for selling a controlled substance in the third degree and sentenced him to 6 years imprisonment. On March 12, 1999, he was convicted by the Queens County Supreme Court of attempted murder and robbery in the first degree and sentenced him to 12 years and 6 years imprisonment, respectively. Then, on September 20, 1999, he was also convicted by the Nassau County Court in Long Island for the offense of robbery in the second degree and sentenced and given a 15 years prison term. And on November 10, 2022, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York convicted him for brandishing a firearm during a crime of violence and sentenced him to time served. ICE says that the man also has convictions in Pennsylvania for retail theft in 1997 and providing false identification to law enforcement for drug possession in 2012. Protesters in downtown Kingston during Friday's march against the ongoing Israel and Hamas war in the Middle East have made 4 serious demands of the Jamaican government concerning the country's current diplomatic relationship with Israel. The demands are for the government to disclose deals established with Israel, to officially condemn Israel's action, to cut diplomatic ties with Israel, and to recognize the state of Palestine. The march was put on by the Left Alliance for National Democracy and Socialism Lands. Chairman and Secretary of Lands Christopher Simpson says, quote, "We know that the government has made deals, some of them security deals with Israel, but they won't disclose the deals. So we don't know if our constitutional rights or our privacy and security are being breached," end quote. Dozens of Jamaicans carrying placards chanted against Israel's continuous bombardment in Gaza and the devastation it is causing, especially for innocent women and children. The supporters of the march, dubbed March for Palestine, journeyed from the Raytown jogging course on the waterfront across from the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center to Flag Circle Park. Now for the top regional story. The Caribbean community, CARICOM, says it hates the attacks in Israel and the counterattacks in the Palestinian territory of Gaza. During a statement, CARICOM states the savage nature of the attacks and counterattacks are the reverse of civilized life and living, where innocent lives are being lost amid the violence of the actual combatants. CARICOM says it joins the responsible members of the international community in calling for an immediate ceasefire and end of hostilities by all parties. CARICOM states that it continues to support the United Nations Security Council Resolution 242 and the ongoing efforts of the United Nations towards a two-state solution as the best way to achieve comprehensive peace, security and tranquility between Israel and Palestine. Now for news on the international scene. A UK-based organization, Medical Aid for Palestinians, MAP, says 10,000 Palestinians have now been killed in Gaza, mostly women and children. This latest number marks a shocking milestone in Israel's ongoing assault on Gaza. In a statement, MAP says the grim toll has been a result of Israel's indiscriminate bombardment on civilian homes, hospitals, refugee camps, and schools. MAP's CEO, Melanie Ward, says, quote, most of the dead are women and children. Israel's bombardment of civilian areas in Gaza demands our immediate response from the international community, who must uphold international law. The cost of inaction is measured in lives, and we cannot allow this carnage to continue. End quote. Ferg Shaltut, the organization's Gaza director, says Palestinians are terrified of what will come next if a ceasefire is not achieved soon. This brings us to the end of the newscast. Here's a recap of our main stories. Murder suspect gunned down in Clarendon. Jamaican man with multiple U.S. convictions to be deported. Protesters demand Jamaican government to disclose deals made with Israel. CARICOM calls for a ceasefire in Israel-Gaza conflict. And a shocking 10,000 Palestinians killed in Gaza, mostly women and children. Top News Roundup was brought to you by Evadne's Multimedia and Communication Services. Fast, reliable, affordable. On behalf of the news team and Top News Channel, I'm Evadne Brown Harrison. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Top News Channel for news that is accurate, current, and credible. Take care.